of geography. By the first class here, I mean the chapter resource and development. Yes, the very first chapter in which students were demanding, ma'am, bring a lecture in which one lecture is enough. We need not to go here and there for searching for questions, searching for PYQs, and this is your one-stop solution to all the problems. Welcome on the platform Diksha Vedantu, and I am your SST faculty Tanvi Ma'am. So basically, what is the agenda of the day? Bhai, the agenda of the day is first to complete this chapter. Complete this chapter in a manner that we are clear with all the theory. All your doubts are clear. The second thing, the practice session is also being done in this particular lecture only. How, ma'am? How it is possible? The way we are going to study is somewhere like this. How to study this chapter, first of all, right? Not only this chapter, beta, every chapter in SST needs to be learned in this manner only. First thing, what we are going to do is read complete NCERT. Read complete NCERT. The way in which not even a single keyword, not even a single line is left behind. The second thing is to practice MCQs. Ma'am, how we will practice MCQs? Because your teacher have added lot of MCQs in this particular lecture only. Third will be practice questions that are very short questions, right? Very short questions as well as long question, because after analyzing the trend of the previous year question papers, I have seen that beta, this chapter itself has a high weightage. There was lot of times when 2-marker question particularly came from the single chapter and a 5-marker also. So we will study in a manner that after every one topic we analyze how the question comes in exams, right? After that, a surprise for you which you have to actually follow is the homework questions, list of homework questions added for all my students out there. Okay, so not wasting much of your time, I'm directly jumping towards the chapter which starts with the definition of resource, Okay, this is a definition which you are studying since class 6th, 7th, I believe that, and you might remember it also. Whenever someone was asking you what is a resource in class 6th and 7th, you were saying that anything that is available around us, anything that is available in the environment is a resource. So a random question to all the students watching right now, a Porsche car running out of the road which is actually not yours, is it a resource for you? And you might be laughing at this time, because that is not a resource for you, but it is a resource for someone else who is using that car. Right? It does not mean that product is not a resource. It just means that the product is not a resource for you. So what is resource, beta? Resource is any material that is available in the market, available in the environment, but provided 3 conditions over here. And what are those conditions? That it should be technologically accessible, right? It should be technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Let's understand this in the easiest way possible. So the first thing, that is technologically accessible, you know that India imports uranium in large number from other countries. Why don't we have uranium? We have, beta. In Ladakh region, we got to know that we have deposits of uranium. Then why are we not extracting it and using it, and rather spending money on other countries buying it? Because we don't have the technology to access that resource. It does not mean that uranium is not a resource. It is useful to us, but the problem is we are not having the technology to reach up till that resource. So a substance becomes the resource only provided these 3 conditions, in which first one is what? Technological accessibility. Now comes the second one. It should be economical feasible also. It should be economical feasible also, logical also. There is lot of things in the market available, but not all the things are afforded by our pocket. Right? So resource, a substance becomes a resource only when, beta, it is economically feasible to us. And the third thing, that culture should accept it. Right? Culture should accept it. For a person eating non-veg, right? That non-veg is a resource. But if a person is a vegetarian, will non-veg be a resource for that person? No. Condition number 2. right? During the time when Western culture was there, Western culture did not reach to India, right? Genes was not a resource for us, obviously, because our culture did not accepted that at the initial time. Getting my point? So yes, a substance becomes the resource provided that these three conditions are fulfilled: technological accessibility, economical feasibility, as well as cultural acceptance. Now I just hope that you're no longer giving the wrong definition of resource to anyone out there. Right? Now, my dear students, you know that these resource, becoming a resource, depend on certain parameters. Certain parameters, number one, that it should be available in the physical environment. For example, we know in Chota Nagpur region, iron ore is available, right? Iron ore is available. Okay? So it is available in the physical environment. Are we using it directly? No, bhai. It contains lot of impurities which we remove with the help of what, bacha? Technology. Which we remove with the help of what? Technology. First, with the help of technology, we extract it from the mine. We do metallurgy process, convert it into a useful substance, taking out all those impurities. That is because of what? A parameter, that is technology. Where it is being done in the institutions, like there might be infrastructure facilitating it, right? Getting my point? Now all these three things, taking out the iron ore from the physical environment, is done by human, technology built by human, institution run by human. So, what is a resource? Resource is something that is dependent upon three factors, that is availability in the physical environment, then converted with the help of technology and institution, only possible because of the presence of humans. If you are thinking that, ma'am, is the question going to come in exam? Yes, beta. Lot of time, very short answer type of question comes. Ask you to define resource. Define what, beta? Resource. Okay. Or this can something be asked in MCQs multiple times to you. Okay, so this is what we are going to study in the entire chapter, is about resources. When you were like in class 6, 7th and 8th, resource particular chapter was separately in your geography book, right? Where we dealt about different types of resources like soil resource, land resource, air as a resource, water as a resource. But in this chapter, we will be just reading about two important resources. One is land resource and the other one is soil resource. Before that, you have to understand, beta, classification of resources. Right? In the new NCERT, this topic is not given, but we have to understand briefly, because if MCQ come, I don't want any of my student lose just a single mark neglecting a topic. Right? Because this is something we are learning since childhood and it is easy. That is classification of resources. We can classify resources on the basis of its origin. From where does it comes? Is it biotic or abiotic? So you guys study biology as a subject. What you are studying in that? Anything that have life. So a type of resource which have life is considered to be as biotic resource. Very easy. Quickly think about the answer in your mind right now. Then we have something that is abiotic resource, anything which do not have the life. Right? Again, so resource can be classified on the basis of origin as biotic as well as abiotic resource. Abiotic resource which do not have life, biotic resource which have life. Think about the examples in your mind right now. Okay, and if possible, please type it in the comment sections so that I can understand you are getting it or not. Now coming towards the next one, that is exhaustibility. Something that get exhausted, something if get exhausted will renew later. So on the basis of exhaustibility, again we have two type of resources by. We have how many type of resources? Two type of resources. Renewable resource by, this is very easy. Renewable resource, think in mind, renewable resource. One example, water. Okay? Other example, you have to think. The next one is non-renewable resource. Once get exhausted, will not be able to renew, or it will take millions of years to get renewed. Okay? So On the basis of exhaustibility, simple, renewable, non-renewable type of resource. Now coming towards ownership, right? Ownership by individual resource. This is my phone. That is my car. So I have the ownership of that resource. Whenever a resource is owned by a single individual, that is known as individual resource. Your house, your parents, they are resource. Okay? It's yours. You have individual ownership over it. Getting my point? The next is about community resource. Okay? Community resource, for example, you guys might be living in some areas where different community parks are there, right? Might be flat in which all your community owns a park where all of you have the right to go, sit in the park, play in the park, etc. Why? Because it is not the ownership of a single person, rather it is the ownership of group of people. Yes, that is a resource for you. So the community park is an example of a community resource. Second example, there are a lot of schools that are being run by a community. For example, Christian missionary schools. It is being run by a community of Christians. Getting my point? The convent schools. Again, this is the example of a community resource. Third one is national resource. We proudly say that this is the forest of India. These are the rivers of India. Getting my point? Tigers of India. So why do we call it? Because this is something that is owned by a nation. Something that is owned by a nation, resource on which the ownership is of every citizen of India is known as a national resource. Now coming towards international resource, before moving towards international resource, beta, we have to understand one more point. We have to understand one more important point, that is, beta, so see, this I am drawing as a rough map of India. Okay? Rough map of India. So this is what, beta? This is the peninsula, right? This is the peninsula. We know that. Right? We know that, beta, water is surrounding India from 3 sides. Water is surrounding India from how many sides? 3 sides. Now, why I just switched the topic? Because I want to mention about national as well as international resource. Right? National as well as what, beta? International resource. Pay attention to that. This water. Right? This water which we proudly proclaim as Indian Ocean, right? The only ocean in the world that is named after a country, India, why? Only ocean in the world. Think how crazy this is. So, when we talk about Indian Ocean, it is for obvious we can question that because this water is connected to the border of India, we have the ownership of it. The similar question might also be raised by Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, but we also have the border. We will also fight for the resources that are found in this particular oceanic water. Beta, we have aquatic life over there. We have minerals, a lot of minerals over there. Right? All the countries will then fight with each other. Then what happened? The international group of all the countries came forward and decided that from this border of a country, okay, from where, bacha? From this border of a country up till 12 nautical miles, pay attention, up till 12 nautical miles, the ownership will be of this particular country only. Matlab, for example, from the coastal land of India, right, towards the ocean up till 12 nautical miles, it is owned by India and it is also a national resource. Okay, it is also a national resource. Ma'am, how much is this 12 nautical miles? I want you to search it. I want you to do some efforts, right? It is something 20 to, I don't remember. You have to find it. So, 12 nautical miles. Getting my point? Now, beta, there is a lot of oceanic water, right, in which no country is there in the Arctic and Antarctic region, right, in which no country up till 12 nautical miles is sharing the boundary. Then what about that? That is referred to as international resource. That is referred to as international resource in which all the countries have the right. All the countries own it. That means, ma'am, any country can go there and do the development work. Nahi bhai. China would be the first one to go and do so. So, in that sense, what is decided, if any country wants to do any developmental structure or infrastructure over there, then they need the permission of all the countries. And it is then decided all together. Getting the difference between national as well as international resources. Now, ma'am, we forget what we studied. Everything is clashed. Coming back to it, we were studying classification of resources done with on the basis of origin, biotic, abiotic, then exhaustibility, renewable, non-renewable, ownership, individual, my resource, community, group of people resource, national, country's resource, international, everyone's resource. Okay? Remember it likewise. Tell a story to you. And the last one, which sometimes feels complicated, but I will make it easy for you. That is classification of resources on the basis of what? Status of development. On the basis of what, bacha? Status of development. Pay attention. We have 4 types of resources on the basis of status of development. The first I will talk about developed resource. Developed resource, beta, the resource. Okay? The resource whose quality, whose what quality as well as quantity, we know about that. Why this much quality is there, this much quantity is there, and we are even able to use them easily. We are even able to use them what? Easily. So the type of resources whose quality as well as quantity is determined by an individual and we are able to use it is known as what, beta? Developed resource. Now come towards the potential. That is the same kid who has the potential is always being told by the parents as well as the teacher that see, you have the potential but you are not willing to do it. But here the resource is not willing to do it. This is not the case. So do you feel like I'm talking about you right now? Okay. So potential resource, beta, is a type of resource which itself have the potential to prove that, yeah, I am a resource. But we do not have the technology or anything because of any reason we are not able to use it. Like take the example of uranium. Uranium embedded in the earth crust in Ladakh, but we are not able to use it because of many reasons. Maybe we are not accessible to that region. We don't have enough technology to use it, etc., etc. So it does not mean that the resource has less potential. It does not mean the student is not getting good marks. But it has the potential to prove. Right? So take it seriously if you also have that potential. So a type of resource which have the potential but is not being able to use. Getting? Great. Now let us come towards the 2 things, that is stock and reserve. Stock and reserve. But the stock and reserve seems to be the most confusing topic from the chapter. And sometimes like, ma'am, let's please quit it. No, we have to understand it. So I believe that everyone know that, right? I don't know, you might be living in urban areas where we are not buying wheat directly. Rather, we are buying what? Packed flour. Right? Wheat flour. So I believe you know that. Beta, what happened now? Usually this is basically in every household culture that whenever the wheat is harvested, right? We buy the good quality of wheat and keep it in the home for an entire year, keeping it safe. Right? Keeping it safe from insects and all. But let me tell you, that is actually the stock we are keeping. But by any chance, by any technology, do you think that we can end or we can eat that wheat in a single day? Nahi bhai, because that is a stock. That is a stock because we don't have any technological knowledge to use that wheat in a single day, but we are keeping it for future use. Okay? But somehow, pay attention, like H2O. Example is what, beta? H2O. Bhai, you have hydrogen, you have oxygen, mix it and make it water. Why not? You are not able to do it because we have the essential items, but we don't have the technology to make it. That is what is known as stock. The stock is there, hydrogen and oxygen, but can't make the water. This is the example of stock, right? But pay attention. Are we not using the water? We are. Okay, condition here is it is naturally being made. We are not able to artificially make it. That is a reserve. That is what beta? Reserve. By any technological know-how. By any technological know-how, from that stock, if we are able to use some of the thing, we are able to use some of it, then it is known as reserve. Reserve is basically the subset of stock. What it is just the subset of stock. From this H2, that means hydrogen and oxygen, somewhere we are using hydrogen for any other purpose, oxygen for any other purpose, and hence it is a what? Stock, a reserve for the stock, sorry. ठीक है, reserve for the stock. And this is the classification of resources, okay, on the basis of ownership, exhaustibility, as well as origin, and the last one was status of development. One more thing, after teaching you a lot, beta, this is right now not in new NCERT. Rather, pay attention, it was initially, see, what I mean here is, a small paragraph is given in your new NCERT. In the last NCERT, it was detailed, like explained in detail. But if any term is given in NCERT, that's my responsibility to teach you in the best way possible, and that is what we did right now. So if you are thinking to skip it, please listen it once. Once it goes into your mind, we need not to learn again and again. Okay. Now come to the point, our resources free gift of nature. By resources are there, water is there, land is there, soil is there. Let's use anyhow we want. This is something going on the earth, right? If I ask you the question, the same question in class 6, are resources free gift of nature? The NCERT will say you, yes, they are gift of nature. We are getting it directly from the nature, land, soil, water. But if I ask you the same question right now, will you answer yes, no? Beta, resources are not free gift of nature. They come with consequences if we treat them as free gift of nature. Right? What we did, beta, we become greedy, seeing the resources available, right? So now what happened? There is enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed, stated by Mahatma Gandhi. The reason is that because we started depleting the resources just to satisfy our greed. Just to satisfy greed, and in that sense what happened, it is accumulated only and only in few hands. Rich are becoming richer and the poor are becoming poorer. Yes, exactly, this is the result. Because of the indiscriminate exploitation of resources, it led to global ecological crisis. Bhai, global ecological crisis like global warming, right? Ozone layer depletion, environmental pollution, land degradation, making industries over it, discharging the waste directly in the land, directly in the water. What is happening? We are degrading the resources that is naturally available to us. And hence, we can conclude that resources are not free gift of nature. We have to take care of resources as we are taking care of our parents. Getting my point? Okay? These are the major problems, ma'am. Do the question comes? Yes, beta. This is most important thing. I have seen a lot of students being confused in this topic. Ma'am, what to write? Just a small question, but then again, what to write? Question will be, explain any two problems of global ecology arising due to indiscriminate use of resources. Beta, because of the indiscriminate use of resources in global ecology, what is happening? Global warming is happening, ozone layer depletion is happening, land degradation, soil degradation, water degradation, etc. You can also add on a point, that is accumulation of resources in few hands. Okay, chalo. Now let's move to the next topic, but I will take a tea break meanwhile for that. Okay, after taking the tea break, let's start with the chapter again. So basically what happened, beta? As we started depleting the resources, as we started using the resources in an indiscriminate manner. You understand what is indiscriminate manner? We even did not think about the future generation, and hence, sometimes later, the world leaders wake up. They actually open their eyes and realize that, bhai, it is the high time. It is the high time that we shall think about the future of the resources. right? And hence there was a group, the group of people or the group of countries leaders came together in a summit that is popularly known as Earth Summit, or the summit at Rio de Janeiro, that is in Brazil. Right? So basically Earth Summit, okay? Earth Summit that was organized in the month of June 1992. Pay attention, short note can come in a manner. Write a short note on the Earth Summit. Write a short note on Agenda 21. So in June, okay, in June 1992, beta, more than 100 head of the state. By state, I mean countries. Whenever I teach SST, I'll tell you that beta, the state here in civics, in geography is what? Not Madhya Pradesh, not Chhattisgarh, not Jharkhand. It is nation. So hence the 100 head of the nations met in Rio de Janeiro in Brazil in June 1992 for what? For addressing the urgent issue of environmental protection and socio-economic development, for the urgent issue of environmental protection and socio-economic development at the global level. How we are going to do that, bhai? How it is possible? So, these leaders signed a declaration. That declaration was on global climate change and biological development. It is based upon two important principles, and one is what? One is sustainable development as well as Agenda 21. So I believe that class 10 students actually sustainable development. Still I will explain that by development in a manner. See, we can't stop the development now. Right? We can stop sitting in ACs, we can stop traveling on roads, we can't stop moving here and there without car or any vehicle. And hence, development is the part of the life. So, we can't stop the development, but we can do this development in a manner that resources are saved for the future generation. That terminology is known as, bacha, sustainable development. That terminology is known as sustainable development. We can achieve this sustainable development with this Agenda 21, an agenda for this 21st century. Here 21 stands for, it is not the list of 21 actions to be done. It is the list of 20, it is basically 21st century. Coming towards Agenda 21, what actually it is the part of the declaration that is signed by the world leaders in 1992 at the United Nations Conference on Environment and Development, popularly known as UNCED. United Nations Conference on Environment and Development. Remember this full form, bhai. Remember this, yes. So it is the part of it. It aims at achieving global sustainable development for obvious. Beta, sitting there in Brazil, do you feel that sustainable development approach can be implemented? No. Not at all. Rather, to implement it, who shall play the main role? That is the local government. Okay? Like if I talk about one of the scheme, or what we can say, one of the important decision in the 2014 was taken by BJP government, that was to pass Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. Not talking about any particular political manner here, but here that was starting of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan in 2014. Now, do you think that sitting at the central government, all the places become clean? No, it was the efforts of Indori people that make Indore the cleanest place of India. Why not other places? Because they do not put that efforts, for obvious. Dekho, everyone is putting the efforts, but there is some reason Indore is the cleanest place. Now, I am pointing out here, the reason is its municipal corporation as well as the citizens too. Municipal corporation is a part of local government. But whenever there are issues that is regarding the local issues like cleaning, like making development in a manner that it do not harm the others' need, right, all that. So basically this is something of common interest that needs to be done at the local government or the local level, and hence they ask that in a country every local government should have their Agenda 21. Shall have their what, bacha? Agenda 21. This is Agenda 21 Earth Summit. Short note can come. Okay? Now come to the question, beta. For Agenda 21, what we have to do is planning, right? And hence it is resource planning. Resource planning means, beta, for any goal, like you have the goal to score 95%, 96, 97 or maybe 100% in your class 10, what you will do? You will make a plan for the entire year. Similarly, to save the resources, what we will do? We will make planning. In India, resource planning is done with the help of these 3 steps, which are actually your 3 marks. Will give you 3 marks for sure. Okay, so let's understand. But when you reached in class 10, the first thing that you did was to identify, by in science I have this many chapters, in social science I will be studying these chapters, in maths I will be studying these chapters. What you did actually, you identified your resources. Similarly, when I need to make planning for the entire nation in terms of resources, I should know first what are the resources, and hence the first step is identification as well as inventory of resources, and that we can do with the help of surveying. We will survey which minerals are found where, how much water is in which state, right? By surveying, mapping, qualitative, quantitative analysis as well as measurement of the resources. Now beta, once you are aware that bhaiya this much I have to study in class 10, now your second step will be from which resource, that means from which books I will be studying. What will be my source, from where I will be practicing MCQs, from where I will be taking my PYQs. This is exactly, and if you are not making this now, think about it. So coming to it, back to it, beta, now once you are aware that how much resources are there in a nation, now you will make planning structure. You will make what? Planning structure, citing what beta? Appropriate technology available in the country, skills available in the country, as well as institutional setup in the nation, right? So that you can implement this plan very nicely. So the second step done. Now what if, right, coming back to your class 10th example, now what if you are not aware about when is your class 10th exam? Will you study with the same pace and the speed right now you are studying? No, not at all. You will be like, chill, relax. Arey, theek hai, let's study tomorrow, pad lenge. Isn't it, right? So beta, if we are not aware about what is the need of the nation, we will just exploit the resources, right, without even thinking. Better example will be Chota Nagpur belt, which is right now in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand wala belt. It is the main source of iron ore or coal in India, right? What if they don't know the needs of the country? They will use it unlimited manner, and hence the third step is very, very important. Matching your preparation speed, citing in mind that your exam is in February. So matching this resource development plan with the national development plan. By we have certain plans for the nation, by this we have to become this. So we have to match it, matching the resource development plan with the national development plan. If you feel ma'am everything is mixed because of class 10th wala example, let's redo it. What is resource planning in India? Bhaiya, 3 marks from here because of 3 points, right? 3 marks from 3 points. How the question will come? Wait and watch. First point will be identification and inventory of resources. How? By surveying, mapping, qualitative, quantitative analysis and measurement. Second point will be evolving a planning structure endowed with what? Endowed with appropriate technology, skills in a manner to implement resource development plan. Third point will be now match your resource development plan with the national development plan, and this is what is known as resource planning in India. This is what is known as beta resource planning in India. Okay? How the question comes? Question comes in a manner because this question came for 2 marks. However, I know that this is a 3-marker question and can come for 3 marks too. Planning is a widely accepted strategy for judicious use of resources. See how they are not giving you a straightforward question that write the resource planning in India. They are making it a jalebi question so that you get confused. So what is the point here? Planning is the widely accepted strategy for judicious use. Bhaiya, planning comes here, write resource planning, that's it. Analyze it likewise. Okay, done. I hope you will write all the 3 points listed here. Now, Gandhi ji came in picture. Bhai. Gandhi ji came in picture. So we know that beta Gandhi ji always voiced his concern regarding the resources. Two of his famous statement that is given in the book, which can come in your exam as a statement type of question directly taken from NCERT, is there is enough for everyone's need but not for everyone's greed. Batao, tell them that what we are doing, we are using resources in unlimited manner, right? Just of the greed of the individual, leading to the accumulation of resources in few hands and creating major ecological crisis in the world. Then here is a statement, he was against mass production, rather wanted it to be replaced by production of masses. By in his whole life he was just telling that khadi banao, right? Do not use the Western clothes. Why? Because Western clothes were at that time dependent upon machines. Machines, that single machine was doing the work of many people, letting them unemployed. However, the situation changed now. But what he meant is, he was against mass production, because when we are focusing on mass production, we do not focus upon the people. We focus on machine development and all. Rather wanted it to be replaced by production by the masses. A product should be made by lot of people. This statement particularly, I believe that does not go with the AI world we are living in right now. Okay? Yes. So some pointers to remember from the book, beta, in NCERT it is given, and question can be expected up till now. From here the question is not came, but I don't want my students to leave anything by. So the first thing is Club of Rome. So in Rome, there was a group of people when came together, and this gathering is referred as Club of Rome in 1968, where resource conservation came for the first time in a systematic way. So this was the discussion regarding resource conservation in a systematic way for the first time. When? 1968. Where? Club of Rome. Second, in 1974, a book. Okay, 1974 book written, which is named as Small is Beautiful by Schumacher. Right? Small is Beautiful by Schumacher presented as the Gandhian philosophy of conserving the resources, that in a greedy manner we will be end up with all the resources lost in the world. Right? And hence after that, Brundtland Commission report presented in 1987 first time coined the word that is sustainable development. This is very, very important. So in 1987, the commission's name is Brundtland's Commission, coined this word sustainable development for the first time, and after this only in 1992 Earth Summit was organized. Okay, after this only in 1992 what is organized, bacha? Earth Summit, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Let's end this. Okay, let's end this. I mean that let's practice something now. Bhai, going everything in the mind. So, yes, a warm-up question, which among the following is not a problem of resource development? Bhai, yes. If you don't do resource development, okay, in a planned manner, then what happened? So, which among the following, the word that you need to highlight is not a problem of resource development? Bhai, depletion of resources for satisfying the greed of few individual. Okay, whenever there is resource development, this happens. Okay, question asked about not. So, accumulation of resources in few hands, this also happen. Indiscriminate exploitation of resources, this actually happens. And equitable distribution of resources does not happen. Which of the following is not a problem of resource development? This is not a problem, because if this would have happened, there would be no rich or poor in the country. Equitable distribution is not at all possible in the world. Okay, let's move to the next one. Now coming towards main point of these chapters. So beta, what happened na? In this chapter, the starting was just the introduction about resources. Okay, where we learned what? Where we learned the definition of resources, as well as certain parameters that it depends upon. Economically it is feasible, culturally acceptable, and technologically accessible. Then the next important point was classification of resources, right? What it is beta? Classification of what bacha? Resources. So it is what beta? Classification of resources. Okay? Now the next here, what we have to understand is two type of resources. One is land resource, right? One is land resource, and the other one here is soil resource. And here the very important part of the chapter starts. Okay? First we will be covering land resource, then we will move towards what? Soil resource. So when I say land resource, not every land in India looks same. There are mountains somewhere, there are plateaus somewhere, there are oceans somewhere, there are somewhere plain area, there are certain coastal plains, etc., etc. So yes, there is uneven distribution, right? What we can say, uneven distribution of land in the country. It does not look same, obviously. We categorize in three parts. First is plain area, right? In India, the plain area is around 43% of the total land area. How much percent, bacha? 43% of the total land area. Then comes the mountain, that is 30%, and the plateau, that is 27%. This pie chart is already given to you in the book. This pie chart is already given to you in the book, and hence land resource is not equitable. Okay? So we have what? Plain, we have mountains, we have plateau. The maximum are plain, the minimum is plateau. Okay? When reading about this uneven distribution, now let's talk about land utilization. But mountains, see, pay attention to that. Land in a nation is used for different purposes. First, whenever I talk about land, the first thing that comes in your mind is farming. It is used for farming. Second thing, forest. Third thing, for construction of a building. Fourth thing, for construction of a dam. These are the certain examples that might be coming in your mind. Think about more of them. The book has given us very good description of land resources. Okay? The first is forest. The first is beta, what? Forest. We use the land, okay, or it is naturally being used for the growth of forest. Okay, one use is done. The second use is agriculture, which I am asking you to keep aside for some time. Okay? The second major use is agriculture. We are taking and keeping it aside. Side rakh do. Okay, now coming towards the second point. Okay, very important. Land not available for cultivation. Think about it. Forest, okay. Cultivation, okay. Land not used for cultivation. Why it is not being used for cultivation? Because it is a barren land or a wasteland on which cultivation is not possible, because that land is very bad. Okay, anyhow, by any of the practice you can't grow the crops over there, and hence that land is a barren land, like barren land is present in Rajasthan. Okay, getting my point? Other areas which are not under cultivation are land under non-agriculture uses. Non-agriculture uses on which different infrastructure is made. A building is made. Can you use it for cultivation? No, not under cultivation. Dam, not under cultivation. Any building, not under cultivation. Do you think that all the lands not under cultivation is done? No. We have a third point, other uncultivated land. What are those? Beta, lands that are dedicated for pasture land or grazing land, for animals to graze. Okay, grasses are grown there. They are not crops. Okay? Then we have land under miscellaneous trees. By whenever we travel from one place to another, even outside our home, we will find certain trees grown over there. Okay? Is it forest? No. Is it agriculture? No. Is it under barren land? No, bhaiya, forest, the trees grown over there. Right? Is it under non-agriculture uses? No. Then what it is? It is the land that is used under miscellaneous trees. Get it? The next one is culturable wasteland. Culturable wasteland. This culture says not to use that land. No, beta. Culturable wasteland are the land that is left uncultivated. Okay, that is left uncultivated for more than 5 years. For more than how many years? That is left uncultivated for more than 5 years. So what are these culturable wasteland? Beta, those uncultivated land which are left uncultivated for 5 years. Let me give you an example. Assume I buy a land. We can assume, however, my pocket does not allow that. So assume I buy a land and I left to let me choose one of my favorite place. So I left to Belgium. Okay, I left to Belgium, started living over there, and I could not make the use of that land. It is 5 years and more. That land is can be used as agriculture resource, can be used to make building, can be used for anything. But because I am not here, not able to use that land for more than 5 years, then it becomes a culturable wasteland. It becomes what? Culturable wasteland. Okay. Now another category is fallow land. Right, you might have studied this in biology. What happens, beta? Fallow land is a land that is left uncultivated for a specific period of time so that it regain its fertility. If you remember slash and burn agriculture, if you remember that slash and burn cultivation, what happens during that time? We cut the forest, grow the crops over there, then the leftover nodules are just burned, and then we move to another place. Why? Because that was the natural way to regain its fertility. So in a similar way, when a land is left uncultivated, left uncultivated for 0 to 1 year, that is particularly known as current fallow land. Okay, that is particularly known as current fallow land. But whenever land is left uncultivated for 1 to 4 years, for how many years? 1 to 4 years, that is known as other fallow land. Why, ma'am, 4 years? Because after 5 years, it is known as culturable wasteland. It is known as bacha what? Culturable wasteland. Now the next point, that is net sown area, gross cropped area. This is the exactly same agriculture that we kept aside. This one. Same agriculture that we kept aside. Okay? Same agriculture that is we kept aside. Uncultivated for more than 5 years. Let's talk about this. Okay? In agriculture, the land that is used for cultivation, we have two categories. How many categories? Net sown area, definition comes for sure. Net sown area. Okay? And then we have gross cropped area. We do have bacha what? Net sown area as well as gross cropped area. What is this? What is this by? So whenever, right? Whenever on a land, right? Whenever on a land, beta, crops are, right? Crops are sown and harvested. Sown and crops are sown and harvested. Okay? Once in an agriculture year. Once in an agriculture year. Okay? This is known as net sown area. Ma'am, the definition is exactly written in book. Please explain, because we can read it directly from NCERT. See, this is a piece of land which I bought. Okay? I grow this year wheat on this land. So wheat is sown where? If you read the chapter agriculture, it is sown in November, December, and then harvested in March, April. So I just grow one crop over this land once in a year. This particular thing is known as net sown area. But beta, I got an idea. Why not I use the same land twice? Because we have monsoonal type of climate. In that same land, I can grow rice also. Okay? I can grow sugarcane also. So beta, whenever, right? Whenever crops are sown, right? Crops are sown more than once. More than once. Plus, more than once, matlab 2, 3, 4 times, right? Plus, the first time you sow, that is net sown area. This is known as gross cropped area. Like I grow wheat here, I use the same land once. I grow rice here, I use the same land twice. So net sown area plus the next number. Okay, net sown area plus how many time I have sown in that particular land is actually the actual use of the land, that is referred as gross cropped area, because you are using the same land more than once. Clear? Okay, write this definition exactly from the book in correct manner so that you don't lose the mark. Land utilization. But talking about land utilization, we have some questions that were asked in the what we can say last few years. Which of the following is an example of current fallow land for 1 mark? So land that is left uncultivated for 5 agriculture years. No beta, because it is what? Culturable wasteland. It is what? Culturable wasteland. Land left without cultivation for 3 agriculture year. No such definition we have read. Land left without cultivation for 2 years. No. For 1 year, correct. So D is the correct answer to this question. Acha, one information that I want to tell you, beta. You might be thinking that, ma'am, we want this PDF because it contains lot of questions from PYQs, as well as it contains your handwritten notes in the sideway, which makes it easily understandable to figure out what are the keywords, right? Yes, we have the solution to this problem, and the solution to this problem is this particular place. What is this place, beta? This particular place is Vedantu, right? Vedantu. I will just join its link in the description box, beta. Once you go there, you will find that there is course detail, right? There is what, beta? Course detail. Right? However, this course is for 0 rupees. Actually, this is for 0 rupees, so that you can take all those handwritten notes from the same platform. You just need to do what? Buy now. And you can actually have all the handwritten notes of all my sessions. Even the sessions are uploaded there without any ads, without any difficulty, any distraction. Just open it on your laptop or your phone, watch it, and after that post, you can replay it n number of times, as well as you can get those session PDFs from there. Okay? Plus one more thing, one beneficial thing which I particularly found for students are the schedule. Right? You actually sometimes struggle with, ma'am, when is your next YouTube lecture going to come? What was your last lecture? We don't have that sequence. Lot of teachers are uploading the videos. For that, beta, for particular subject, you can view the schedule and prepare it accordingly. Like for July, the schedule is over here. Right? So nationalism in Europe and India explained by me on 27th of July, right? In a live session. You can again watch the session and enjoy that PDFs from here. So this is something which I wanted to tell you. Now coming back to our what? Lecture. Okay? So if you want the PDF, you can go there and please download it. Link is given in the description box. Next, coming to the next one. Fine. Land use pattern in India. Very important. Beta, there are certain charts, pie charts, certain pictures in the book from where directly the question comes. Okay? So land use pattern in India. What up till now we understood was by land is used for different purpose. Either it be forest, either it be fallow land, either it be net sown area, gross crop area, culturable wasteland, etc. etc. For any non-agriculture purpose, right? Let's see the pattern, how it actually looks like currently in India. So beta, here is the example of 2 different time. Okay, this is a pie chart related to 1970s, and this is something from 2020s, 2010 to 2020s. We can figure out that this light green wala portion is net sown area. This is what, beta? Net sown area. The area over which crops are grown and harvested. You know, it was 45.26% in 1970s, right? And if I talk about current time, it is just 45.64%. Right? Now you can see that a slide is increased, itlu size is increased, but does it help? No, because the land is increased for agriculture purpose only a little, and the population is increased vast, which depends upon the agriculture a lot. Again a problem. The next is about this blue wala. Let's see. Okay, so forest. ठीक है, it is 18.11%. Forest used to be 18.11%, increased to 23.41%. That's good. But is it according to the National Forest Policy? नहीं भाई. So the National Forest Policy, ठीक है, the National Forest Policy states that, pay attention, the National Forest Policy states that the nation should contain 33% of the of the total forest area. The nation should contain how much, beta? Of the total land area available in the country, 33% should be under total forest area, but we don't have it because it is 23.41%. The data is little old, right? Let me tell you the current census of forest, it is somewhere increased to 24 point kuch percent. Okay, but still not according to this National Forest Policy. Getting my point? Okay, by the way, please tell me in the comment section which state of India has highest forest area, right? Which state of India has highest forest area? Now coming to next one, the one in red one, that is current fallow land. Beta, 12% is the current fallow land. Okay, sorry, it is barren land. My bad. It is barren land, that is and cultivable land, that is 12% reduced to 5%. That is somewhere good. Now moving towards dark green wala area, that is under non-agriculture use. It was 4%, now increased to 9.06% for obviously because now non-agriculture use like buildings and all have been increased. The pie chart contains all other information. What we have to discuss are listed further. So after discussing, we will go back to the question. Land use pattern in India. Beta, 3.28 million square kilometer is the total land area of India. Okay? Total land area of India. This was the point given to you, told to you in the last class. India size and location, class 9th if you remember, and if you feel like, ma'am, please don't let us go back to class 9. So the total geographical area is 3.28 million square kilometer, but do you feel that 100% of use, 100% of it is being used by India? Nahi. Not at all. 100% of it is not used by India, only 93%. Why? Because beta, the region taken by Pakistan, that is POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Then we have some region that is occupied by China in the Jammu region. Some region in Arunachal Pradesh which we cannot actually reach and use. Okay? And hence the 93% of the land area is available to use. One problem in the land use pattern. Second problem, the land under permanent pasture has also been reduced. Okay, however, the population of the animals is increasing and this can create a problem too. Third is beta, current fallow land. Beta, fallow land is a problem, right? Yes, I believe that it depends upon the natural structure, but now nothing natural is left. Fallow land is the land which is left uncultivated for a period of time. You're not using that land for a period of time, but the burden is increasing on the land. So, beta, most of the current fallow land is either of low quality, and to improve the quality, we need cost of cultivation which is very high. So, if this land, if this current fallow land is made good, fertile, and we add it in net sown area, you know that there will be an increase, there will be a jump of that net sown area from 45% to 54%. Okay? If we add on this, if we improve the quality of the fallow lands, there will be increase in net sown area from 45 to 54%. Problem? Next is the pattern of net sown areas varies from one state to another. Yes, bhai. In Punjab, 80% of the land is used for cultivation, but in Arunachal Pradesh, not even 20% is being used because of the different physiographic locations, obviously. Next is land as wasteland and non-agricultural land. Yeah, this is something which we are not able to use. Continuous use of land without appropriate conservation methods. This is also a problem. Because of these things, we are degrading the land. What we are doing, beta? There are various reasons, right? There are various reasons by which we are doing land degradation. We are doing what? Land degradation. ठीक है, we will talk about all those activities in this particular time. What is that? So beta, there are a lot of human activities, these are degrading the land, and the one is deforestation. When we cut trees, right, when we cut trees, why? Either to build an industry, discharge the waste over there, degradation, ठीक है, cut the forest for settlement, again ecological crisis comes. A lot more reasons. We have more like over mining, ठीक है. So as the increasing population, demand of the minerals are increasing, needs are increasing, we are extracting it, over mining we are doing, ठीक है. Then we are over irrigating. Why? In a belief that we will grow rice in Punjab region where the irrigation is not being done naturally, it will not affect the land, but yeah, it is affecting it a lot. So over irrigation is done in the land where naturally water was not available, ठीक है, to grow a crop. The next is overgrazing. Yes, contributed significantly to land degradation. What pointers that you have to keep in mind are the states. The question comes directly, I will show you right now. ठीक है, the question comes directly. Over mining in the states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh and Odisha, because mines are there. Over mining where? Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha. Overgrazing where grazing animals might be there, and they are Gujarat, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Over irrigation in the states like Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, right, because of that green revolution where they thought that we should be first. In that sense, what they did, okay, wheat was actually to be grown in alluvial soil in that part, but rice was not. Rice was not the subsistence crop of that region, right? To commercially grow it more and more to cope up with the demand of green revolution, Punjab, Haryana, Western UP started running this race. And did what? Because by rice required to be filled with the fields in the water. Then what happened? Over irrigation, alkalinity is growing, the land is being destroyed, the soil is being destroyed, etc. Salinity in that region is increasing. ठीक है? Then we have mineral processing like grinding of limestone release huge amount of dust. By that dust na actually gets like over the land. Right? I don't know if you have seen or not, beta, whenever we go to any industry where rocks are being cut, limestone is being cut, ठीक है, it actually fumes out dust, lot directly reaches to the atmosphere. So these are the reasons for land degradation, but there are solutions to all the problems. Before moving to that, let us find out one more problem, that is a question. Hey, question is not a problem, okay? Describe any two measures to solve the problem of land degradation. Okay, so ma'am will tell you the two measures to solve the problems of land degradation. Before we will solve this question, in which one of the following state overgrazing is the main reason? You just read. Is it Punjab? Is it Maharashtra, Haryana or Uttar Pradesh? So beta, it is overgrazing. ठीक है? Overgrazing. So remember, in Western UP it was over irrigation. ठीक है? Again in Haryana it was over irrigation. Punjab में भी over irrigation. It is Maharashtra. Along with Maharashtra, there are states like Gujarat. ठीक है? Then there are states like Madhya Pradesh, and that's it. That's important. These are the states with over irrigation as a major problem. Next question. Deforestation due to mining has caused severe land degradation in which of the following states? So over mining, they are basically asking about over mining. Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Gujarat. Answer is asked in the year 2022. I picked all those previous year important questions. C. Okay, practice them by. Which one of the following human activities has contributed most in land degradation? Now, here is the good question. Is it deforestation, overgrazing, mining or over irrigation? Beta, which one of the human activity have contributed most? So see, over mining is also done because like we cut the forest. When we do over irrigation, we cut the forest. So deforestation is the major reason. Deforestation is bacha what? The major reason that contributed to land degradation. Right? Now, if we know the problem, we need to know the solution. That is basic thing. Okay? So, ma'am, why there is the problem? It is adding just in our syllabus. So, now the next topic is beta land conservation. Mark my word, it comes for 5 marks. It seems easy, but you start writing, you are framing the points, you don't know the points. It happens to each of my students. Ma'am, what to write here? What to write? This is one of the easiest. We will write it in the exam. When you sit now, you don't get the pointers. Beta, afforestation is one. This is easy. Okay? So the problem is deforestation. Growing forest is the solution. Afforestation. Proper management of grazing. Overgrazing is there. So let's properly manage it. ठीक है भाई. Plantation of shelter belts of plant. Now what is this? So beta, see, this is your land area. ठीक है? This is your land area where you grow different type of crops. Now what happened? Because of the wind, because of the running water, sometimes they enter into these lands and destroy your crops, destroy your soil, destroy the quality of your land. What we can do in this margins of the land, right? We can grow large trunk of trees. We can grow large trunk of trees. What will happen? It will deaccelerate. It will deaccelerate the flow of this wind as well as running water so that they harm the land. This is known as shelter belts. Okay? It helps in stabilizing of sand dunes by growing thorny bushes. One more thing you can do is beta, you in place of tree you can grow thorny bushes here. Okay, again it stabilizes sand dunes. What are sand dunes, beta? The loose sediments of the sand that comes along with the wind and gets settled in certain other areas, hills, small hills. Actually affecting the land, actually affecting the land. So if I tell you, so consider this is Rajasthan ka map. In this western part, it is sandy region, okay? But here in the right side, it is alluvial soil, because we know alluvial soil is present in strips here. So with the help of wind, the sand can come and get settled in this alluvial region, degrading the land over there. This method can be used. Okay? Proper management of wasteland, proper discharge and disposal of industrial effluents. All these points are quite important. 6 points are there. Write it in 5. Just give a brief introduction about them and save your 5 marks. Okay? Okay. So we are done with the first resource. Relax. We just have one more resource left. We are done with the first resource, that is land resource. Moving towards the second one, that is soil resource. Moving towards the second one, soil resource. You can see this picture because you are reading this since childhood. That is known as soil profile. Right? What does it means? That soil comes from a parent rock. The parent rock, after getting what? Degraded, not degraded, after getting eroded, broke down into, after getting weathered, broke down into weathered rocks. Those weathered rocks further get what? Broken down into small pieces. Then it is finally grind, makes the top layer of the earth, that is soil. What is soil, bhai? What is soil? Soil is that finely grained sediments of the rock mixed with humus. Mixed with what? Mixed with humus. Okay? Like to increase its fertility, there are a lot of nutrients mixed in this process of soil profile. Okay, ma'am, what are the different types of soil available in India? Red, yellow, green, blue, violet, purple. Not rainbow. So, classification of soil, there are 6 major types of soil in India. How many types of soil? There are 6 major types of soil in India. 6 major types of soil in India. Okay, what are they? Number 1, alluvial soil. Okay, alluvial soil. Then we have black soil, red and yellow soil, laterite soil, forest soil, arid soil. Ma'am, 6, not able to learn, not able to keep it in mind. I have a solution to you. So, we have how many types of soil, beta? 6 types of soil. Alluvial, number 1, available in India in majority. Okay? Fertile soil of India. black soil in the Deccan Plateau wala region, red and yellow soil, laterite soil, very small because it's not of good quality, forest soil in the mountainous region, arid soil by name itself we can identify in the area where there is rainfall, not so much of rainfall. Okay, obviously Rajasthan sandy soil wala region. So this is the map that is given in your book. The first map, right? First map from your geography syllabus. First map from your geography syllabus which you have to learn nicely. Okay, I am marking the soil one by one. The first we are going to mark is what? Alluvial soil. We are going to mark is what, beta? Alluvial soil. Please see that where I am marking. So this entire region of northern India. Okay, this entire region of northern India which contains the states like Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, then like what we can say, a small corridor between Rajasthan and Gujarat, okay, corridor in northeastern states as well as in the coast of eastern India, okay, eastern coastal plain, right? This is what alluvial soil. First learn where are the soils, then we will learn about them in detail, okay? The second one is about beta black soil of India, Kali Mitti, black soil of India. Yes, you might have seen that pots, sometimes they are red in color, sometimes they are orangish in color, the pottery, right? Sometimes they are black in color, right? The pots on which we keep the water. Okay? So when I talk about black soil, it is majoritarily it find in this Maharashtra, Karnataka wala belt, Madhya Pradesh and some parts of what? Gujarat as well. Okay? The Saurashtra part of Gujarat as well. This is what? This is beta black soil. This is what beta? Black soil. Getting my point? Okay, bhai. So now we are moving towards which type of soil? The third type of soil, that is red and yellow in color, red and yellow color. Okay, friends they are. So where is this red and yellow type of soil found, beta? It is found in parts of southern India, okay? Southern India where rainfall is not so much high. So these are Western Ghats. Pay attention to it. Let me mark it. So, beta, here there are Western Ghats, okay? Western Ghats. As wind comes from here, what happened? Western Ghats stops the wind. They do not stop the winds, but allow the humidity to drop it over there. So whatever the wind comes here creates a rain shadow belt, and in that rain shadow belt we find red and yellow type of soil. However, it is also found in the northeastern region which have high rainfall, but there is some difference in it. Some difference which you have to understand with me right now. Then we have bacha laterite soil. Okay, laterite soil, you can see this particular zone. This is here where laterite soil is found, and this is here in northeast, small amount of area covered with laterite soil is there. The fifth one, that is forest soil. The fifth one, that is forest soil, obviously by in the mountain region, here it is. Okay? Last but not the least, that is arid soil, or sometimes known as sandy soil too. Sometimes known as sandy soil here in Rajasthan. In the western part or western area to Aravalli Hills, where rain shadow belt is created as Aravalli stops the wind carrying humidity further. Done. 6 type of soil. I'm सब पढ़ा दिया, दिमाग में कुछ नहीं गया. Coming further, we will talk about each of the soil. Beta, before moving to each of the soil, here I am telling you a secret. Okay? Secret is that, beta, from the soils, right? From the soil, question comes for obvious. I will show you previously asked question and you will identify this is the topic from majority of time question comes. First point is that. Right? Now, the question cannot come beyond 5 marks. This is also one thing. Okay? So, when we talk about soil, we will be talking it on the basis of some parameters or certain classification, like point number 1, which you will also write in your answer, is formation of the soil. ठीक है, is what beta? Formation of the soil, that how your soil is formed. ठीक है, that how your soil is formed. Once you know that by how your soil is found, the second thing that you have to do is where your soil is found. That means the area. Okay, so the first thing is how your soil is formed. The second thing is where your soil is formed. Now you know about that. The third thing is what does this soil contains. That means what is the composition of the soil. What is the composition of the soil? Okay, very good. Now when we know about the composition of the soil, let's understand what are the crops grown in this type of soil. Take it as a story, bhai. Everything is a story. So what are the crops grown in the soil? At the end, we will write certain features of the soil that makes the soil different from each other. This is a 5-marker answer pattern. 5-marker answer pattern. Formation, area, composition, crops grown, features. Now, I bet you that it will be easier for you when you write the answer in the same format, when you learn that question in the same format. Acha, formation done, yeah done, that done, write that exactly in the exam. Easy peasy. Now, coming towards the first soil of India, that is alluvial soil. Pictures are added for more clarity. So, alluvial soil, how it is formed by? Beta, you just saw the map. It is found in the northern plains of India and the northern region of India. It is formed by the interplay of 3 major rivers. Interplay of 3 major rivers, that is river Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra. Interplay matlab are they playing cricket over there? No. So interplay matlab the rivers are coming long way from the Himalayan region, right, eroding its rocks, carrying those sediments along with them and getting it deposited. Where? Getting it deposited in the plain area, creating the plain area. Which type of soil is formed there? Alluvial soil. ठीक है, which type of soil? Alluvial. By these are the longest, one of the longest river in India, hence carry lot of sediments in comparison to the rivers, other rivers available in India. ठीक है, so one point is that. Second, where it is found? They are found in the northern plains of India. Number 1, narrow corridor between Gujarat and Rajasthan. Number 2, I show you on the map. That number 3 is eastern coastal plains, obviously. So they are found in the areas of northern plains, found in corridor between Gujarat and Rajasthan, and then in eastern coastal plains. What does it contains, beta? As it comes long way carrying sediments, it gets mixed with lot of nutrients, and this is actually good for making the soil fertile. It is composed of adequate proportion of phosphoric acid, potash and lime, PPL, not IPL, PPL. ठीक है, so it contains what? Phosphoric acid, potash and lime. Phosphoric acid, potash and lime. ठीक है, done. Now, it can be classified on the basis of age as Khadar and Bhangar. By you know, Bhangar the old alluvial, Khadar the new alluvial. Whenever those new sediments are coming again and again, getting deposited, leading to the formation of Khadar, new alluvial soil. ठीक है, fine. The features, the last point that I asked you to write is the feature. Beta, because of this composition, it makes the soil highly fertile. It makes the soil what? Highly fertile. Intensively cultivated. You know intensively cultivated because it is fertile. People will grow more and more crops there. And densely populated. By this is the reason UP and Bihar is the most populated state of India. Because initially, obviously, from the starting, the development of kingdoms were also in that zone only. Right? So yes, it is highly fertile, intensively cultivated, and people will live where cultivation is being done, and hence it is densely populated. Crops: wheat, paddy, sugarcane, cereal and pulses. All, basically. All. Don't just keep it mugging. Think about wheat, we use daily. Paddy, daily. Sugarcane, not daily, almost daily. Yes, sugar. Cereal and pulses. ठीक है, next crop, that is black soil, and the screen also goes black. So black soil, black in color because of various reasons. ठीक है, black soil, also known as cotton soil. Why? Because cotton is the crop that is majorly or only grown in the black soil. ठीक है, रेगर soil. Why? Because in the Marathi language, the black color is referred as regar. The type of soil is referred as regar. So this black soil is known as cotton soil, regar soil. Whenever the question comes, you can add this point as an intro point. At this point as a intro point. ठीक है, let's start. Formation, first point. See, now I'm fixed in my mind that I have to write formation first. Similarly, when you will make this pattern, na, the same thing is predefined in your mind. Formation, then we'll talk about area, composition, crops grown, features. End of the answer. Okay, so formation, how it is formed? It is the result of the parent rock that is found because of Deccan Trap, basaltic region made out of lava flows. What is this, ma'am? What are these words? So, beta, black soil is found in Deccan Plateau. Okay? Black soil is found in Deccan Plateau, and the Deccan Plateau is result of Deccan traps. The traps, because lava comes out. See, volcanic eruption certain million years back that resulted into the formation of Deccan Plateau. These lava flows leads to the formation of basaltic belt over here. Basalt, that means the type of rock. Okay? Getting my point? So how is this black soil formed? Result of a parent rock. The parent rock is basalt, and basalt comes out of the lava flows in the Deccan Trap region. Point number one. Next is areas where this type of soil is found majorly. It is in Maharashtra region. Done. It is in Saurashtra region, Maharashtra, Saurashtra. Then it is in Malwa region. Then it is in the region of Madhya Pradesh, parts of Chhattisgarh, and southeast valley of Godavari and Krishna valley. Okay? Again, major states are Maharashtra, Saurashtra is in Gujarat, Malwa is in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, etc. Black soil is done. Very good, beta. Now come towards composition. Obviously, it is different, बहुत different from alluvial soil. ठीक है? So rich in calcium carbonate. It is rich in what, बच्चा? It is rich in calcium carbonate. It is rich in magnesium. It is rich in potassium line. But from that PPL, one thing is out. What is that first thing? Phosphoric content. It means that it lacks in phosphoric contents. It is rich in potash. It is rich in lime. It is rich in magnesium, calcium carbonate, but not one thing, that is phosphoric acid. Okay, then we have certain features. Okay, features are crazy because question comes, which type of soil is clay soil? Black soil. What do you mean by clay soil, beta? Clay soil means that the sediments are finely grained. It is so finely grained like a clay powder. Okay, let me tell you, beta, a soil is formed of three things. Okay, soil is formed of three things, that is sand, silt and clay. Sand, silt and clay. In the composition of soil, when clay is more, it becomes clay soil. When sand is more, it becomes sandy soil. And when silt is more, it becomes, or it is like well distributed, sand, silt and clay equally, it becomes alluvial soil, the best soil of India. Okay? So, yes, this is the soil which is clay in nature. Achha, because it is clay in nature, I hope you have seen that clay powder. What happens in the clay powder when we take it and we pour a lot of water in it? What will happen? It will become sticky initially, right? But it has good capacity to hold moisture, as after some time water gets mixed with that clay. Okay, now we make a dough of that clay and keep it aside. It will become dry, dry, dry. When it becomes lot of dry, there will be cracks in that clay. Find out that. You might have done any of the activity using the clay powder. I know that. So, yes, this soil is also well known for its capacity to hold moisture. Okay? Well known for its capacity to hold moisture. It develops cracks in the hot weather time. Develop cracks whenever it is hot weather, gets sticky when wet, you know, because it gets sticky during the time when rain showers are there. It needs to be tilted nicely before growing any crop. Okay? In the kharif time. And whenever it is beta hot weather season, it develops crack, you know, it helps in infiltration of the air. Infiltration of the air. This is all about the second soil, that is black soil. This is all about what? The second soil, that is black soil, moving towards the next one, red and yellow, and the screen goes red and yellow. Red and yellow. Okay? Formation, how it is formed, develops on crystalline, igneous and metamorphic rocks. What are these terms? Crystalline. Crystalline means the what we can say, the structure of that rocks are crystalline. Why? I will tell you. Igneous, you learned this in class 7. There are 3 types of rock: igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic. So igneous is the result of volcanic eruption, and metamorphic when any heat or any pressure or chemical change its structure. So bacha, what happens now? See, this is the peninsula of India. Just a rough map I am drawing again. This is the area where black soil is formed because it is the direct result of lava flows. But you know now, lava, like, it will flow beyond a region. So these, like, volcanic eruption took place here. The lava flows, the speed slow down. When the speed slow down, the type of rock that is found is crystalline in nature. And hence, this particular region of India contains what? Red and yellow soil, crystalline in nature, that is igneous and metamorphic. Formation done. Next is areas of low rainfall, where it is found. I just show that in the map, Western Ghats, and then we have rain shadow area. Okay, areas of low rainfall in eastern and southern parts of Deccan Plateau, but also found in Chhattisgarh, Orissa, southern parts of Middle Ganga Plains and the Piedmont zone of Western Ghat. Beta, by this word Piedmont means rain shadow area, where rain is not there. It is stopped due to certain mountains. Okay? And that mountains are Western Ghats. Okay. Composition bhai, red in color. Why? Red in color because of the diffusion of iron. The similar manner rust look likes. The similar is the color of the soil. Okay? So red in color because of the diffusion of iron. But ma'am, why yellow in color? Yellow in color, beta, when it is found in hydrated form. See, the same red and yellow soil is also found in northeastern place. By the characteristic of it is that it is found in Piedmont zone, that is not rain-fed area. Then how it is found in a red-fed area? In that area it becomes yellow in color because it is hydrated. Done? Great. Next is about laterite soil, worst soil of India. Okay? What do we call it? Worst soil of India. Yeah, let's not call someone as worst. So, beta, laterite soil develops over tropical and subtropical region. You might be thinking, ma'am, these are the region where a lot of forests are grown. How can the soil be bad? Let me tell you. Because these are the same region which is affected by extreme rainfall, because of tropical and subtropical climate. Okay, because of that extreme rainfall with high pressure, it results in intense leaching. Intense leaching. What, beta? Intense leaching means runoff the top layer of soil. Runoff of the top layer of soil. Because of that rainfall, beta, the top layer of soil washes away. Heavy rainfall. Now that top layer of soil contains nutrients, it washed away. How will the crops grow? You know that this laterite word, okay? This laterite word comes from a Latin word later. Which actually means brick, right? If you take the brick, broke into pieces, try to make it as soil, grow the crop, will it grow? No. As the brick does not have that capacity to hold moisture, the same is what laterite soil. Because the majority of the soil washes away. What is left is not good. Okay? Hence we can see which region, the Western Ghat region of Maharashtra, Orissa. By this region where extreme rainfall is found is the region where we get what? Laterite soil. Composition is such that it is very deep to deep acidic in nature, generally deficient in plant nutrients, but with certain preventive measures, with certain preventive measures we can grow some crops. Preventive measures like terrace farming or preventive measures like shelter bells and etc. Okay, we can grow certain crops. That is, in Kerala, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu people grow tea and coffee. In Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala region people grow cashew nuts. And here a question comes, what are the crops that can be grown in laterite soil? Okay, tea, coffee, cashew nut. Tea, coffee, cashew nut, right? They are prone to erosion. Feature is this degradation due to the position of the landscape. Okay, this we know, yaar. Next, arid soil. Arid soil, last second soil, because we have to understand after that the forest soil of India. The forest soil of India, arid soil by. Arid soil, sandy soil, it is formed in dry region, dry climate. Because of high temperature in Rajasthan, evaporation is faster, soil lacks humus. Soil lacks humus. Area is Rajasthan. Okay? The composition is kankar, that means the sediments with less humidity and calcium content is also there. Okay? It is sandy in texture. ठीक है, saline in nature. After proper irrigation we can grow and make it cultivated. But yeah, the problem is that we don't have water there. But if we irrigate it properly, it can be used for cultivation. Last, let's move to jungle now. Let's move to jungle and learn about the forest soil. Okay, the forest soil is formed or is found particularly. Oh my God, something is wrong, beta. This is wrong. That last slide description is duplicated here. Don't worry about it, but I will tell you. Okay? Because it's easy. So this is something wrong here. I'll correct it. Okay. What happened now? Forest type of soil is found obviously in mountainous region. Where it is found, beta? Mountainous region. Okay? When I talk about the speciality, see this type of mountainous region. So what happened? So whenever we see the soil in this upper region, okay? In this upper region, it will be coarse grain. Coarse grain matlab we have big sediments. But when we go to the lower, that means this valley wala part, okay? Lower valley, these are finely grained. Right? What happens? These are finely grained soil. Getting my point? Okay. So this is what about the forest soil of India. This is about what? Forest soil of India. The last type of soil. This was surprise and it came here. This is the chart. This is the chart which you also have to make and paste it on the study table so that whenever you see that, every time you remember everything. But this is a well explained, well written chart for you. And I wish all of my students will be following this. I wish not. I give you the instruction to follow this. Make this chart, copy this chart, whatever you want to do, make it better. This will help you get lot of marks. See, alluvial soil. Right? We have pointers like formation, area covered, mineral, crops, features. One page and the solution to all the problems. Read this. This is the conclusion to what we read up till now. Okay? Moving next to some of the practice questions now. Lot of practice questions in the list. Okay? The first is match column 1 with column 2 and choose the correct option. This comes as 1 marker question. Match column 1 with column 2. Fine. So, column 1 contains type of soils like alluvial soil, black soil, laterite soil, arid soil. Column 2, sandy in texture and saline in nature. Can you think which is sandy in texture and saline in nature? Obviously, arid soil. Okay? Very fertile, containing potash, phosphorus and lime. Bhai, don't think about that. Adequate proportion is only and only available in what? Alluvial soil, and hence your A goes with 2. Okay? Let's find black soil. Made from lava parent rock, suitable for cotton cultivation. Obviously, your B goes with 3. Okay? Laterite soil, decrease in humus content in semi-arid environment. Okay? Semi-arid environment. Semi-arid. This is a problem. It's not in semi-arid. It is in like high rainfall environment. Okay, the question has a mistake. High rainfall environment. So your C goes with 4 and the D goes with 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. C is the correct answer. Okay, again I have already already showed you that beta how to get these notes. These questions can help you a lot. Oh my god, lot of questions. Describe any two features of arid soil can come as a 2-marker question. Describe any two features of forest soil, again a 2-marker question. Explain the main features of alluvial soil. By 5-marker question, how you will write? Its formation, that it is formed by the interplay of 3 major rivers, that is Ganga, Brahmaputra and Indus. Okay? Then we will talk about its composition. It is formed out of potash, phosphoric acid and lime. Then we will write about the area where it is found. Okay? Then you can write about the crops grown like wheat, paddy, sugarcane. Then you can write that beta, it is highly fertile soil. Okay, it is highly fertile soil. Then intensively cultivated, and this is the area where dense population is there. So hence it is densely populated too. These are the 5, 6, 7 points that you have to write in this answer. Okay? Describe the two characteristics of laterite soil. By it is the result of, right? It is the result of intense leaching. Explain what is intense leaching so that the teacher understand, you know it, right? This type of soil is prone to, right? Prone to soil erosion and land degradation. The way you can write this answer is this. Two characteristics of laterite soil. Okay? I hope now you are understanding this point. Identify the soil which range from red to brown in color and it is saline in nature. Obviously red soil. Okay? Next question. Our researcher is examining a soil type which is formed by weathering of volcanic rock and is rich in mineral. Which of the following soil it is? Beta, volcano, black soil for obvious. I'm just showing you the type of question that came previously in examinations from this particular topic of the chapter. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? Is alluvial soil found in Gangetic plate? Yes. Black soil found in Himalayan region? Nahi bhai. So which of the following is correctly matched? Let's see. So this is not correct. Arid soil found in Western Ghats? No. Laterite soil found in desert region? No. A is the correct answer. Easy, very easy. Next. Read the given infographic carefully and choose the correct option that identifies the soil described. Good one. And here it is sandy in texture. Arey bhai. Red to brown in color. Soil lacks humus due to dry climate. Speechless of this question. Sandy in texture. Identify the soil with the help of following information given in the boxes and choose the correct option. Okay? It is made up of extremely fine material. Fine. It is rich in soil nutrients. Up till now we are not clear. Third point. It is ideal for growing cotton. Done. Black cotton, black soil. Cotton, black soil. Okay. Now the last and the most important topic of this chapter, that is soil erosion. That is what, beta? Soil erosion. So, soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Beta, erosion is a phenomena, is a natural phenomena and it is affected by humans also, by the way. So, it is a phenomena in which, right, in which beta, the top layer of the soil washes away. The top layer of the soil washes away. What do you mean by soil erosion? It is the denudation of soil cover. Subsequent washing down is known as soil erosion. When the top layer of the soil washes away or inundated, right, this problem is a soil erosion. How it is caused? Okay? How it is caused? So there are two types of activities. One is human activity, obviously deforestation. Forest, what forests do? The roots just hold the soil. When you cut the forest, that holding capacity goes. Easily water can wash away that. Number 1, over mining, again over grazing, over irrigation and construction activities. Natural factors like wind, water, glacier, which have a force in them, can easily carry the soil along with them. So there are two types of causes, human as well as natural, which leads to soil erosion. Now the main important thing that usually come in your exam is beta, types of soil erosion. Types of what? Types of soil erosion. We have 3 major types of soil erosion and the 4th one is a method. Number 1, gully erosion. Number 2, wind erosion. Number 3, sheet erosion. ठीक है, gully erosion, wind erosion, sheet erosion. Gully erosion, wind erosion and sheet erosion. So what happened? ठीक है, now here it is, types of erosion. Types of erosion. The number 1 is gully erosion. ठीक है, the number 1 is gully erosion. Beta, what happens? Now you know gully, that means lanes and streets. We call it in Hindi. So beta, what happened in an area, right? In an area, there are different types of rocks. Hard rocks, soft rocks. Water makes its own way. You know that. Water makes its own way. So when water easily erode that soft rocks and enter in lane area, that is erosion. That means top layer of the soil washes away because of water in gullies. So this happen in India majorly in Chambal region. Okay? In the Chambal region, because of this river Chambal, it enters into the region in gully types like this, right? Gully types. Okay? And this is what? This is making what? Doing soil erosion, making these areas as bad land, and hence it is also known as bad land. Getting my point? Second one is beta, sheet erosion. It is what? Sheet erosion. What it is beta? When an entire land, right? Sorry, when an entire patch of soil, okay? When an entire patch of soil, what happens? It erodes or washes away is known as sheet erosion. The third one is wind erosion. What happens beta? Wind erosion. In that land, right? Because of the strong wind, when these loose sediments are carried by this wind. Okay, when wind carry this soil, that leads to soil erosion. So there are 3 different types of erosion. Right? Next, when we know the problem, we should know the solution also. So what are the steps to prevent soil erosion? Question will come in your exams. What are the steps to prevent soil erosion? Okay? What are the steps to prevent soil erosion? Let me tell you that I even added that in particular PPT also here. Ways to solve. All of them we will learn one by one. Contour ploughing, terrace farming, strip cropping and shelter belts. Contour ploughing, terrace farming, strip cropping and shelter belts. Let's go. Number 1 here will be, okay, so the number 1 here will be contour ploughing. Okay, contour ploughing. Let me tell you what it is. Okay. The second one is strip cropping, right? Strip cropping. Okay. The number 3 is terrace farming. It is what beta? Terrace farming. And the last but not the least will be what? What is left? Shelter belts. Okay. What is left? Shelter belts. Now what are they? Let us learn. Right? So now what happened beta? So we have slopey regions, right? Slopey regions we know from where water comes very like with intensity. See what happened na beta? Before growing the crops, we plow the land. Okay? You might have seen those lands where you plow it like this. Plow it means tilting the soil so that the nutrients mixed nicely. Whenever you go to any area and see the land, the lines are drawn over there. So consider an example that this is an area, hilly region or slopy region, right? Now, as water is coming directly and entering into the land area, water is coming and entering into this land area, okay, and we plow this land in the direction of the water, what will happen? This particular method facilitate the flow of water. It facilitate what? Flow of water. Hence, this method is considered to be as wrong method. Okay? Then what we have to do is, beta, we have to plow the land along the contour lines, so that this de-accelerate the flow of running water. De-accelerates the flow of water. Get it or not? Good. Next one. I'm just saying, assuming that you got it, just say good. Next is strip cropping. Strip cropping is what, beta? So, in this land area, okay? In this land area, what happens? What happens, beta? You grow the crop here, you grow the crop here, you grow the crop here at equal distance, okay? But now there are strips remaining in between. In those strips, okay, in those strips you can grow thorny bushes or grasses. I would suggest grasses. Okay, so grasses are grown here. Why? What will happen? Beta, these grasses in the strips will de-accelerate flow of wind and water, which can directly affect the crops when enter into the farm region. Okay? Then terrace farming, this area you know since childhood. So in the mountainous region, we can cut those slopes in the form of terraces and grow the crops over here. This is known as what? Terrace farming. The last is shelter belts. I told you during the time of land degradation also. So this is the land area in which water and will directly come and affect it. So at the border, what we can do? We can grow large trunk of trees. Again, not to affect this land area. Okay? These are the steps mainly used for the conservation of soil. Get it? This is the chapter that is resource and development, and this was the last topic of this chapter. Now, ma'am, is it over? No, because I never leave my students without homework. Never ever I do that. So how can I do it right now? Let's discuss. By the way, beta, now what happens now is this is over. Let me share you one thing, the method that you have to use. Now, first thing is, beta, you just watched my lecture. Okay? You watch the lecture. Everything is, however, covered in it, but I want all my students to be perfect. Okay? And in that, the next step is to read your NCERT. You have to do it, bhai. I don't know. You have to read your NCERT. While reading, you will be highlighting those keywords. Highlight keywords. What you have to do is to highlight keywords. Okay? Done? The third thing what you have to do is, beta, to make short notes. You can use my PDF for making notes also, because once you write, everything is okay. The fourth thing is, you will practice here what? You will practice your NCERT questions, which you leave, I don't know why, right? NCERT questions. The last but not the least will be practicing from what, beta? Practicing from PYQs. First you do this, then before exam I will tell you one more thing. Right? So this is something that you have to follow, right? This is something, my dear student, that you have to follow entirely for all the chapters in your class 10. Right? I believe you are going to do this for this chapter and for the next chapter too. Okay, so this is it from my side for this chapter, with these list of homework questions that you will be practicing for sure. Right? Like, name the states where black soil is found. Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat. Steps taken to prevent soil erosion in hilly region. Arey, just now we did. Which type of soil is found in the region of eastern coastal plain? Explain its features. By eastern coastal plain, here they are talking about alluvial soil. Figure out this. This type of jalebi questions can come usually. 3 steps of resource planning. Ma'am, we just did it. Okay? Soil erosion. What are the steps taken to prevent soil erosion? Okay. Why is land under forest not increased since 1960, 1961? In this, you have to explain that land use pattern. Okay? What you have to explain, bacha? Land use pattern. 6 points written in this PPT. Are resources free gift of nature? No. What are the major impact of resource depletion? 3 points written. Enough for everyone's need, but not for everyone's greed. Explain the statement given by Mahatma Gandhi. Reasons for land degradation, fine. Which soil is the result of intense leaching? Here you have to write about laterite soil. So I made this homework for you more easy. Where you can get this PDF, because now you want this homework questions, is this particular place. The place for which link is given in the description. Go and then buy this courses. Beta, buying this courses will let you access this PDF, access it, because the course is just in ₹0. After this, like buying this particularly, you will not only be given that handwritten notes or this PDF, lot more things are there. The schedule is the main attraction. I explained that in the middle of the session too. So this is it for this chapter from my side. In case you need another chapter from class 10, please comment down. I will be making it for you. Okay, take care students, prepare well. I hope this was helpful for you. Meet you soon in the next video. Bye bye, take care.